Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to Satisfactory, where today we are going to be working on irradiated plutonium, as well as finishing the final 20 reactors in our 50 reactor build, putting in all of the pipes, belts, power shards, and everything else of that nature, and generally kind of suffering a little bit in terms of having to place so many reactors. But I did this to myself. We're about, if I had to take a guess, we've done 3 streams. This is stream number 4. So that's roughly 15 hours, and I've done like 3, 4, or 5 hours of off-camera work, getting like the bauxite and the nitrogen gas and a couple of other things like the radar tower and everything. So I'd say we're estimated about 18 to 20 hours into the build currently, and if I had to take a guess on how much time it's going to take to complete from here, I'd say another 10, making this a 30-hour total project, roughly speaking. We'll have to see how long the water takes, because that's the thing that I'm actually the most worried about in terms of everything for this build. But we'll see how that ends up in, well, you know, the end. So today we're going to be working on irradiated plutonium. Pretty sure I already said that, but we've got this little space here designated to work on it. We need some stuff for non-fizzle uranium blenders. We need assemblers for plutonium pellets. And last but not least, we actually need the manufacturers for the plutonium fuel rods themselves. So we should be able to do that in a decent sized building. We don't really need much in the terms of refineries other than to sink water. So it shouldn't have to be super tall, but at the same time it might get pretty tall. I have no idea. We're going to go on ahead and dive into things on the irradiated plutonium. Hopefully get those plutonium fuel rods ready to go. Then we'll hop over here, and if we finish this with enough time, we'll start working on the refinery thing. Also, I should talk about while I'm floating. I talked about it on stream already, but I'll talk about it for the video too. I have installed a new mod. So I have installed Pak Utility mod, which is a fun mod that lets you do stuff like creative, which disables build cost, God mode, which makes you not take any damage, and the thing that I'm going to use it for, which is the fly mode. And the only thing that I will be using fly mode for, I promise, in this series is thumbnails and video recording. So I promise that I will not use it for getting around the map fast. I will not use it for anything else of that manner. I'm strictly going to be using it for thumbnails and video recording. So I hope you guys understand. Obviously, go check out Satisfactory Mod Manager if you play and would like to use quality of life stuff like I do. And if you want to find out more about the mods, there's a list down in the description below, as well as if you'd like to come into my Twitch chat, there's a !mods command that will tell you every single mod that I use. Anyway, I've talked way too long in the introduction here. Let's get started on plutonium. Simple as. See you guys in a bit. We have had a grave mistake. I just started! I literally haven't even done anything yet. I was just, like, working out logistics and I died! No! You're kidding me! Oh my gosh. Wow, that is a heck of a way to start today. So I had my hover pack on instead of my jetpack, which I didn't really think about that being an issue. It turned out to be an issue. Shoot, man. That's a shame right there. I gotta get the train back here now, man. I gotta get the train back. This one. I was trying to figure out where the belt was gonna go for the uranium waste to actually get into the plutonium factory, and I figured out that it was going to go underneath. And I was trying to hook up a conveyor in a way that would make it actually look like it's coming from underneath, because that's how life works. And I had the hover pack. I tried to switch to the jetpack in midair, but I had some lag, and I just fell to my death. Great start. Great start. I promise I'll actually update you on progress. So first floor is done. I ended up scrapping the whole 10 blenders, 30 assembler thing, and just go straight for the 4 overclocked blenders and the 12 overclocked assemblers for plutonium pellets. We've got a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, but I'll get to that in a moment. What's important to note here is that the 12 for the plutonium pellets are finished and ready to go up to the next floor and meet up with the items from that factory over there for the actual fuel rod production. We're going to need a drone port up on top for the uranium as well, so we're going to be putting that in. And then we've got the 5 refineries here for the waste disposal of the water, using the limestone method that we used over in the battery factory, and that we're using over here for the heat sinks. And then we've got this really cool alternating design for the blenders for the non-fizzle. I'm actually very happy with how this turned out. I didn't think that it would turn out as good as it did, but it actually really, really did, and I'm actually really, really happy about that. Also, look at this nice, like, yellowish color that is going on with the non-fizzle. It's really cool. But we've got the 2 belts of non-fizzle uranium wrapping around, and they go down here to go into the particle accelerators with the uranium waste. And then the plutonium pellets come up from underneath, if I could actually get up from underneath, and go into the encased plutonium cells. So all we have to do from this point on the plutonium front is hook up the uranium drone, which is grabbing uranium from over here, Chernobyl source in the red forest. And we need to hook up the actual production line for the fuel rods, and hook up the fuel rods to the power plants. What else do we have to do after that? Well, we gotta get the batteries over here, and I'm starting to formulate an idea that involves trains, where I take a train, load it with batteries, and then take the batteries from the train to a train station like right here. And then some of the batteries will come into here to do the uranium piece of things, and then some of the batteries will go around the side to the coal, and some of the batteries will go over there for the waste disposal. But with the autosave setting in, we are going to head back to, what's it called? Work on the actual plutonium fuel rods, and we will update you when those are done and we're working on batteries. And with that, plutonium fuel rods are done. With these 8 fully overclocked manufacturers up here on the top, and all of this lovely spaghetti. Actually, it's pretty organized down here. This building is spaghetti. With all that down there, and with the electromagnetic control rods, steel beams, and heat sinks coming in from over here. The drone hooked up with batteries, yes, from the train, which is not hooked up yet, but we're doing that next. The uranium is hooked up. Oh, I need to hook up the overflow. I didn't think about the overflow yet. Oopsie. Okay, we'll do that next, and then we'll do batteries after that. But I want to take a moment here and talk about the absurdity of things. So, at the end of the day, that building and that building produce, get low enough, 10 uranium fuel rods per minute. 10, that's it. Those 2 huge buildings. That's ridiculous. And then this building, which is bigger than that one, and this building, which is bigger than that one, And the 4 particle accelerators in the center, the centerpiece of the whole build, produce, drumroll please, 5 plutonium fuel rods. And the even more absurd part is the fact that 10 uranium fuel rods can run 25 nuclear reactors, and 5 plutonium fuel rods can run another 25 nuclear reactors. This is only 30, but, you know, it's fine. It's gonna be 50 eventually. Don't worry about it. It's fine. That's absurd. And what's even more absurd is the fact that, it produces 250,000 megawatts of power at full production. Orange Heaven, which is this, only produces 30k at a maximum. So yeah, to say that this is a bit of a bigger project and a bit more in-depth and absurd is a bit of an understatement. So I think I'm going to, first of all, add that overflow. Then I'm going to hook up the train. And then we're going to start working on the reactors, and that will probably take up the rest of the night. It's been almost 2.5 hours, and this will probably take another decent length of time. So you will hopefully be seeing the finished reactors whenever we come back. So welcome back. It's been another, you know, couple of hours. Same as the last stream where we finished up the production end of things and then just worked on this for the rest of the time. So we got the last 20 reactors in and all of the pipes, which you can see there are just literally way too many pipes. None of the belts are in yet. All the belts are going to be underfed, and we're going to be working on that sporadically. The next thing up on the agenda, which is going to be after my little break, is actually going to be over in this direction. Also look at that nice laggy pan view of all that stuff. And the train too, we got the train put in. It's taking the batteries back and forth, it's good to go. We're not going to be doing a drones for coal thing like I thought I was going to. We're just going to belt them along the ground instead, because that'll be easier. But next stream, we're going to be working on the refinery section, turning iron into ingots, copper into ingots, limestone into concrete, quartz into a bunch of stuff, and a whole bunch of other stuff like that, including some load balancing, and just general resource harvesting extravaganza. Trying to make that sound exciting, but I'm really gonna not look forward to it. I just don't like going around and grabbing a bunch of nodes and stuff. It's really obnoxious for me personally. But up here you can see some of the quartz nodes right there in the Titan Forest. There's a Caterium node literally right over there. You can see it. There's a bunch of nodes under stuff, like there's an iron one you can kind of see. There's another iron one right there that we're going to be grabbing. I don't know if there's any more in this area. I haven't looked recently. There's a sulfur node back behind that rock. But the most important thing is the fact that all of the pipes are placed. All of the power shards are in. Every single one of these is fully power sharded. But all the pipes are in. All of the belts are in. We just need the actual conveyor lifts and underfeeding process. But the pipes are in, the power shards are in, the power cables are in. Heckley is in the chat, being a sussy baka. This is what the end of the pipes looks like. Just literally 50 pipes. 5 rows of 10, just absolute thick-ass fucking pipes. Cascading down to all of our wonderful reactors. Oh my god. I think I just found a great screenshot. I'm really hoping this is an autosave, because I haven't seen an autosave in a while. But the game froze, and I'm scared. Oh, thank god it was an autosave. Thank god it was an autosave. Hang on, I gotta, like, zoom out a bit to be able to, like, really capture everything. That is a great work in progress thumbnail right there. Holy cow. You can see Orange Heaven! Oh my god! Oh my god, you can see Orange Heaven. You can see Orange Heaven. Look, it's Orange Heaven. Our previous biggest project. The biggest project that was before this one, which is now our actual biggest project. Dude, that's crazy. You can actually see Orange Heaven from here. What else can you see? You can see a bit of the train. You can't see the armory. You can see a bit of the supercomputers. Right there. The emergency biofuel setup. Space elevator, that's about it. Oh wait, is that beacons? What's that? That is beacons. That's the beacon factory. And the AI limiter factory. Dude, that's cool. You can actually like see a bunch of crazy stuff. Anyway, focusing back on nuclear now. Yes, Ada still works. Focusing back on nuclear now. That's everything that I'm doing tonight. I don't want to do any more belt stuff, and I don't want to dive into the refinery. And I'm rather tired, actually, for some reason, so I'm gonna go get some sleep. But this has been the recap video. We are many hours into this project, and we are not seeing the end of it yet. We've still got much to do. But that is all I had for you lovely people today, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, because I love this game, and I love nuclear power. I love how complex it is, and I love how sprawling everything is, even though we ended up power sharding, and this would have been twice the size if I hadn't power sharded. Ah, it's wonderful. But anyway, without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.